Hello and welcome to another Contemplative Friday. We've made it through another interesting week this semester. Congratulations. As always, the Contemplative Friday is meant to just be an opportunity to close our eyes, relax a little bit, reflect on the week, reflect on what we've learned. So with that, I would invite you to find a comfortable position. If you're sitting, try to sit nice and straight, upright, nice straight spine, so you can take in good deep breaths. And then as you feel comfortable doing so, if you'd like, you could close your eyes. And we'll begin by taking a long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And a long, slow exhale out. And another long, slow, deep breath in to the count of 4 or 5. A long, slow exhale out to 4 or 5. And another long, slow, deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. And at this point, we'll release control of the breath and just let the breath flow naturally in through our nose. And now bring your attention to where you feel the breath. For some people, it's the base of the nostrils as the air goes in and out. For others, it's the rise and fall of the stomach. But bring your attention to that place. If your mind wanders, just gently invite it back to focusing on your breath. And now I'd invite you to imagine a single carbon atom with 6 protons in the nucleus, 2 electrons in the 1s orbital, spherical orbital really close to the nucleus, and then 4 valence electrons further away from the nucleus. And it's going to be those 4 valence electrons that we pay attention to. And now imagine an oxygen nucleus with 8 protons in it. It also has 2 electrons in a 1s orbital, a ball right around the nucleus, and then 6 valence electrons around it. Again, it's going to be those electrons furthest away from the nucleus that we're interested in. Now slide the 2 nuclei towards each other and imagine the valence electrons around the carbon begin to be attracted to the protons in the oxygen nucleus. And the valence electrons around the oxygen begin to be attracted to the carbon nucleus. So they start bending toward them. They start reaching out, almost like fingers on the carbon and fingers on the oxygen, beginning to touch at the fingertips and then to become intertwined, to overlap. So that those electrons can experience both the carbon and the oxygen nucleus. We have just formed a covalent bond between the carbon and the oxygen. And in fact, let's let 4 electrons be shared between the carbon and the oxygen. Picture them in regions of space that map out areas around both. And now imagine a chlorine atom with its positive nucleus and 7 valence electrons around its entire core. Those 7 valence electrons, one of them is going to reach out to the carbon atom and be shared with the carbon atom, and carbon in turn is going to share one of its valence electrons with the chlorine. So again, we have these fingers that are interlocking between the chlorine and the carbon, forming another covalent bond. And we're going to do that one more time, one more chlorine atom, independent for now, 7 valence electrons, far away from the nucleus. They're negatively charged. They're looking for other positive charges. They see the carbon nucleus. The electrons on the carbon see the chlorine nucleus as it approaches. The carbon shares 1 electron, the chlorine shares 1 electron. As the 2 nuclei get closer together, and a bond is formed. We still have to picture a lot of electron density, a lot of electrons still around the 2 chlorine atoms. because only one electron is being shared with the carbon. Similarly, oxygen has lone pairs of electrons on it, too, from unshared electrons. Lastly, to picture the arrangement of the atoms in space, imagine a triangle with the point sticking up. The carbon atom in our molecule is at the very center of the triangle. The oxygen is at one of the tips, and the two chlorines are also at apexes. It almost looks like a peace sign. And through this sharing of electrons, covalent bonds were formed, and the energy of the entire system was lowered. How marvelous it is that such a simple scheme can create millions of different types of molecules, simply by rearranging which atoms are bonded to which. And the whole diversity that we see around us in the world, all the physical things around us, are created by electrons being shared or gained or lost between atoms. Trees, flowers, superglue, water bottles, contact lenses, all sorts of marvelous creations, inventions, natural things, all sharing in this bonding. And now we'll return our attention to our breath, focusing again just on the breath and where we feel it in our body. As your mind wanders, or as a little tension returns to your hands or your shoulders, just release those thoughts and those cares. Take time to be quiet and relaxed, and return your focus to your breath. And now I invite you to take a long, slow, deep breath in to the count of 4 or 5. And a long, slow exhale out to 4 or 5. We'll take another long, slow, deep breath in. And a long, slow, deep breath out. And at this point, you might want to shrug your shoulders, wiggle your hands, wiggle your toes as we slowly return to the day. As you're ready to open your eyes, I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and enjoy the day. Thanks.